What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I'm here today with an Arsenal inventory update for you guys. CDs this time. Something to break up the mold of vinyl videos I've been doing here recently. Of course, there's going to be quite plenty more vinyl videos to be talked about here, but figured I'd spice things up just a little bit and go back to CDs here for this one. Mostly black and death metal artists, mostly black metal, but I'm going to throw out a disclaimer to you guys right now. We're going to be going into some very questionable, sketchy territory with some of these bands I'm going to be talking about. And what I mean by that is bands that have shock value in their content, whether it be lyrical or visual. Just some really controversial stuff to be discussed and talked about here. So I'm giving you the fair warning right here, right now. There's going to be some controversial stuff to be discussed here, so if you want to see what the big fuss is about, please stick around. We're going to be talking about some extreme metal here. But this first set of CDs isn't really so controversial, but still good nonetheless. Yeah, so let's get this started with a band that seems to be synonymous in most of my collection update videos. This is Nightbringer with Death in the Black Work. This, of course, is their debut album. This is the 2012 Forever Plagued Records CD reissue. Of course, if you ever want to know about the earlier beginnings of a band like Nightbringer, definitely listen to this band's early demo stuff, and of course, Death in the Black Work. I mean, this is just such a dark, evil, incredible piece of US black metal. I mean, just an amazing, amazing album from beginning to end here. Womb of Nyx, Feast of the Worms, Beneath the Sands of Hudel, The Somnambulist. Just some incredible, incredible songs. I probably pronounced one of these song titles wrong, so I apologize for that, but yeah. There was a 3 LP box set that was released of this album, and of course that's a pretty elusive box set to find. It's really not cheap nowadays if you look on Discogs or eBay or whatever, but yeah. This is a double CD set. It has the album and I believe the stuff that was on the box set edition, and you have a booklet here with lyrics with the actual album cover art. Very awesome cover. Of course, the Dark Descent sublabel Umbra Day put out the tape version of this in that really cool little Brad Pack thing. But yeah, it's good to own that on tape too, but CD's pretty cool too. Very nice digipack, very well done here. If you ever want to get to know early Nightbringer, check out Death in the Black Work. This is some really solid stuff. Next is a 2015 release that I was a little bit late to the party on, but as they always say, better late than never. This is SAPTHURAN with Hidigicel, or Blood Dripping from a Sword. Yeah. Septhurin is a one-man black metal project based out of Kentucky, run by a guy by the name of Patrick Hall. And this is a very intriguing style of black metal, very survivalist, preservationalist sort of style of black metal. It's done so wonderfully. Very smart, very intelligent. There's just a lot of beauty hidden beneath this style of black metal, and I believe SAPTHURAN does some incredible stuff here with this album. I mean, it's basically 10 tracks but separated into 2 parts. You have Separation for the first 5 tracks, and you have Steadfast Resilience for the next 5 afterwards. Of course, you can tell by the photography and how things are. You have the nice little CD here, what type of a band this is, and it's very intriguing. It's fascinating too, but still, the music on here is very top-notch. This is such a very good album, and I can totally see why many people in 2015 love this album. Of course, this band puts out a lot of their material through tape. I believe Vanguard Productions released this, and this is the CD version that was put out through Foreign Sounds. Yeah, I think this is limited to 500 copies, and yeah, this is a really, really solid album. Very good black metal from Kentucky. These next 2 CDs are from a band that has both black metal and death metal influences, but they have probably one of the most intriguing looks in all of the underground, I would say. This is Commandant with the Draconian Archetype. Yeah, this is their 2014 album, I want to say. 2013, 2014, I want to say. Yeah, this is a Behold Barbarity reissue. And yeah, this is such a killer record. I mean, the riff work, the vocals, the drumming, it's just a really incredibly made album. I mean, songs like Victory Through Intolerance, Hate is Strength, Procession of Black Hearts, it's just a really awesome release. It's on a Pro CDR, and you got a booklet here with all of the band photography, little bits and pieces of the lyrics. This band doesn't really put lyrics into their releases all that much. You just got to figure it out on their own. Of course, you have the gas masks. I love this band's imagery. Just dress shirts, gas masks. Their vocalist has like a crown of thorns on his head. It's just a really incredible image that this band brings. But they have great music to back it up too, so this is a very awesome album. And since we're on the topic of Commandant, we have their release from 2015, the Architects of Extermination. Very nice little glossy digipack. This does improve a lot of what the Draconian Archetype did. Very intriguing, black metal influenced sort of guitar riffs, really awesome vocals. Once again, you have the really nice artwork design here, and I really love the artwork of this release. Just that pop out sort of imagery, very resistance-like. I love how for every song there's like a little bit of art to be represented on here, and I think it's really nice. Like, you can tell, I'm sure you guys are getting where I'm going at with this artwork here, but it's really sensational to look at. The music is great too, and this was very nice to revisit. Commandant are just a killer band, and I believe there's a vinyl version of this out already, so I'll be looking to pick that up if I'm able to get a hold of it. So yeah, check out Commandant. I said earlier in the video that we were going to be delving into some black and death metal acts that are pretty controversial, and the time starts now. So, like I said, you've already been warned. Here it goes. Yeah. This first set of CDs is from probably one of the greatest US black metal bands of all time, in my opinion. Great for not only their musical output, but for the impact they've made with the style that they deliver. Very raw black metal, very controversial lyrically, just some evil black metal as it gets. I haven't talked about this band in a while because I showed a record of theirs many years ago, but I finally picked up some CDs of this band, and I'm happy to have them. And I'm talking about BELIAL'S. The first record I'm going to show you is their debut full-length, Mocking the Philanthropist. Of course, you see the Christ-like figure with some black metal makeup thrown on there, just to give it that sort of middle finger to whatever they're talking about here. But as far as the music is concerned, this is really one of the best. This is cream of the crop, best of the best black metal in my humble opinion here. I mean, foul parody of the Lord's Supper, the slums of Jerusalem, Castrate the Redeemer, Savoring the Virgin's Passeri, just some really incredible songs. The lyrical content is quite on the over-the-top side when it comes to pretty much mocking and ridiculing Christianity and Judaism. That was the charm about BELIAL'S, is the fact that they didn't just really go after just regular Christianity. They attacked many other forms of religion too. And that's how BELIAL'S handled their business. And they handled their business in a very brash, unapologetic sort of way. But it makes for some incredibly solid black metal. I'm saying solid a lot, I really shouldn't be doing that. This is some great fucking black metal. Of course, you got the band members here. You have the great Black Lord of Crucifixion, Der Stürmer, Gilal Necrosodomy, the original lineup here. Just some really awesome artwork. I believe this came out in 1997 on Wood Nymph Records, I think. I think that's the label it came out on. I could be wrong, but Drakkar put out a bunch of the reissues, including those really nice, hard-to-find vinyl reissues. This is the 2012 reissue, I want to say. But yeah, there's the back with some additional artwork on here. Fucking masterpiece of an album. Continuing on with BELIAL'S, we have their 2000 and... I think this album came out in 2000, I want to say. This is Judeo Beast Assassination. Yeah. I don't think they've ever topped Mocking the Philanthropist, but an album like Judeo Beast Assassination came that much closer to it. I mean, pretty much continuing forward with their lyrical content, going a lot further than they ever did before. They went there, and they did so with Judeo-Beast Assassination. Songs like The Tenderhearted's Manifesto, Fecal Parturition, The Synagogue, Satanic Hunt, even the G.G. Allen cover at the very end with I Kill Everything I Fuck. Only a band like Grand Belial's Key could take a G.G. Allen song and make it all their own. And they did so with that song on the Judeo-Beast Assassination. But yeah, an incredible follow-up to Mocking the Philanthropist. Such a killer album. Vocally, lyrically, visually, pretty much the embodiment of evil US black metal. Of course, not gonna be for everybody, but for everybody that loves raw, hateful black metal, Grand Belial's Key got the job done with their second full-length Judeo-Beast Assassination. And the last Grand Belial's Key release, I believe, came out in 2005, and this is another really awesome record. I don't think it gets the love that it rightfully deserves, but I think it's an awesome Grand Belial's Key record. Of course, the lineup had changed. Black Lord of Crucifixion wasn't in the band anymore, but I think they soldiered on and did something really, really special here with this album. I'm, of course, referring to Kosherat. I should mention all of these are 2012 Drakkar reissues, by the way, but yeah. Moving on to Kosherat, really awesome music going on here. The Red Heifer, On a Mule Rides the Swindler, the Crucifixion of Swine, Vultures of Misfortune. Just some really catchy and twisted sort of songs here, pretty much keeping up with the controversial lyrical content and even well-structured sort of black metal. I love Grand Belial's Key's style. They really lay into you with their themes and their music. This is really blasphemous black metal, and very much a cornerstone for extreme music. Grand Belial's Key is one of the greatest US black metal bands of all time, and who knows what's going to happen in 2016 for them. I believe they're going to be doing some live shows, supposedly Hell's Head Bash Part 3. I don't know what the lineup is going to be. It would be cool if the Black Lord himself would be involved, Kaz, but I don't think he is, but whatever. Grand Belial's Key are still a very relevant band in today's black metal annals and are one of the very best US black metal bands of all time. So if you want to get to know Grand Belial's Key, check out their first 3 albums. They are all sensational. It's funny I mentioned Galal Necrosodomy in the first CD, because the next band I'm going to talk to you about is a band that he is involved in. And I'm very much looking forward to some eye rolls and some groans here, because this band is probably even more controversial than Grand Belial's Key on a lyrical standpoint. This is our Ghost Slint with Galloping Through the Battle Ruins. Yeah. This is the 2005 Moribund Productions reissue. I believe Drakkar co-licensed this. But yeah, like Grand Belial's Key, they're based out of Virginia, and their style and their concept is pretty much a thrashy, galloping sort of melodic death metal sound. Probably some of the most creative and intelligent-minded riffs you will ever hear on any sort of death metal release. Lyrics aside, the selling point of our Ghost Slint has always been the riffs. And I think there are plenty and plenty of riffs to be in awe of here with their debut Galloping Through the Battle Ruins. I mean, going now to this band's lyrical content, of course, it's very racially charged. Very racially driven, historical, slavery, racism, all that type of stuff. I really don't think they got farther into that sort of lyrical content until they went into albums like Incorrigible Bigotry or Hornets of the Pogrom, or even that release that they did, the Come Forth Best Ye Breed split 2009. I think that's when the lyrics began to get even more blatant and controversial. I could not care less about who these band members are, what they believe in, or how they think, but I only care about the music. As far as this band is concerned, the music is what matters the most here, and I think the riff work is really sensational. I mean, the riff work on Incorrigible Bigotry and Hornets of the Pogrom are sensational too, but I think you could tell upon listening to Galloping Through the Battle Ruins that this band has a knack for creating incredible music. And there's just so many great riffs to be heard on here, like Defile the Angelic, the title track, the Imperial Clans, Fall of the Melanic Breeds. Just some great songwriting going on here. Lyrics may not be for everybody's taste, but I would say listen to the music, or at least give it one little bit of a listen. This next band is a band that I have been years late in discovering and listening to. But once I did get into listening to this band, I finally got to see what the fuss was about. And of course, since we're on the topic of controversial metal here, this band is quite controversial for its own personal reasons. This is GOATMOON with Variat. This came out in 2011 on Werewolf Records, and these guys are based out of Finland, and they play this very folk-driven style of black metal, but they have a bit of an NS sort of tag to them, an almost Aryan nationalist pride sort of quality to their lyrical content. Of course, I couldn't care less what these guys believe in as well. It's always been about the music for me, but this is probably the GOATMOON record that I see myself going back to listening to the most, because I think the music that this band creates is just very, very entertaining and intriguing. Quest for the Goat, Valley of Shadows, Abomination of Winter, just some really, really awesome musicianship going on here. This one was quite a grower to partake at first, but as soon as I listened to it more and more, I began to appreciate what type of musical output this band brought. And with an album like Variat, I can see why many people enjoy a band like GOATMOON so much. Continuing on with the GOATMOON stuff, we have their most recent full-length, that came out in 2014, entitled Voitol Tai Valhalla. The way that this is printed, it's like a gold sort of printing on the cover art here. This is a really nice album cover here. Font is a little hard to read, but what can you do? Way more folkier than Variat, but I still think this is a very, very, very fun record to listen to. I'm going to show you the band photos here, pretty much the band members involved. Very, very cult-looking band photos, I should say. But yeah, hard to read lyrics. I mean, you'd have to go on Metal Archives to read the lyrics if you can't read the fine printing of the font here. But once again, GOATMOON doing what GOATMOON knew how to do when it comes to creating solid black metal, and I believe they do so here with Voitol Tai Valhalla. I enjoy Variat way more, but Voitol Tai Valhalla has its own special moments to be had here. Once again, I don't care what these guys believe in, how they go about things. It's always been about the music for me. And last is a 2016 release from GOATMOON, and this is a split, I should say. This is the GOATMOON Der Stürmer split. Can't pronounce the name of the song, but Der Stürmer side is called Crushing the Maccabees. No Sign of Life Records. Silly album cover is silly. As far as GOATMOON side goes, it's just some guy in a sleeveless shirt in a farm looking over his fields or something like that. I really don't know what the point of the photo or the song is, but it's quite interesting. Of course, you got Der Stürmer side. Der Stürmer are based out of Greece, and all I can say is, if you want to look up a NSBM in the dictionary, look up a band like Der Stürmer, look up their first album. You can see how fucked up their ideologies and feelings are. But this is live rehearsal stuff. I believe there's a Sodom cover on here. Der Stürmer side is pretty good, but the GOATMOON song is pretty much the highlight for me more than anything. I prefer GOATMOON over Der Stürmer any day of the week, but yeah. Controversial bands in their own respective right, but the music is something that just draws to you. And these last two bands pretty much have some sort of interesting ties in common with each other. This is a band, the first band I'm going to show you is another band that's always been a staple of my collection updates, but this is a little bit more rare, I would say. This is Intolitarian with Berserker Savagery. This is the debut album from Intolitarian, released on Audio Decimation Records. It's pretty much two really lengthy 10+ minute tracks, Weapon of Revolution and Death Campaign. If you thought Death Angle Absolution was incoherent and improvised, you really haven't heard Berserker Savagery, because it's way more improvised and sloppy. It's a very sloppy sort of release. And of course you have the audio samples that are quite sketchy and controversial, but you have the music that of course delves into like war metal, grind, power violence, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, it's sloppy. It's a sloppy mess, but you're fascinated by it. You're fascinated by how things get handled here with this release. I'm going to open the booklet here, the digipack here. I found this for a relatively cheap price on Discogs, because if you find it nowadays, it's a little hard to find. Even the vinyl version that Die Song put out is quite hard to find as well. You got Antichrist Kramer, you have the Satanic Skinhead Propaganda. I'll show you the CD here. It's just pretty much dudes being hung by a rope or something like that. Very controversial. And of course, you have your sons and daughters will be the coal upon which you are buried. Won't show you the other part of the digipack for obvious reasons. But yeah, first Intolitarian is a sloppy mess, but it's fun to listen to, I would say. And the last CD is of a band that I felt stole the show last year at Hell's Head Bash Part 2. They stole the show from Archgoat, Black Witchery, and every other band that happened to play that day. And these guys are representative of Texas, El Paso, Texas to be specific. This is NYOGTHAEBLIZZ with Apocryphal Progenitors of Mankind's Tribulation. Yeah, this is a second press, I want to say, and this pretty much is a compilation of their first 2 demos, plus assorted live songs. Of course, you have the band members themselves here, you have this artwork on the CD here. Satanic Skinhead Propaganda put this out. Yeah. Progenitors of Mankind's Annihilation from 2004, and Apocryphal Precursor to the Great Tribulation in 2008. Plus you have some assorted other compilation tracks. Of course you have the band logo here, and of course you have the little bit of the threat here: death to Christianity, death to Judaism, death to Islam. These guys are against all religions. They're not just pick one, they hate every religion humanly possible. And they're very militant in their sound. NYOGTHAEBLIZZ's sound is very hard to pinpoint, because it's black metal, but it's raw, it's loud, it's harsh noise driven. It's very unlistenable for some people. But I can't get enough of this band. They are so damn good. And even live, they're even better. And they're going to be doing a North American tour later this year with people who share band members with NYOGTHAEBLIZZ, Helvetron and Nexul. So if you happen to see that tour coming your way, make an effort to go and see them live, because hearing them on record is one thing, seeing them live is another, and it is just super intense and over the top. But yeah, I'll say this one last time. A lot of the bands that I showed here are very controversial in both visual and lyrical natures. I'm not interested in bands for ideologies, beliefs, or opinions. I just care about the music in this instance, and I think the music is fucking killer. Of course, if this is not your style or type of thing, you have better music to listen to than this. You don't need to be listening to this type of stuff at all. Find something that tickles your fancy and enjoy that instead. If you're fascinated, I would tell you to go download it, but I don't endorse downloading. I mean, listen to it on YouTube if you want to, but I'm not going to tell you to download something. But you're free to form your own feelings and opinions about this. If you don't like NSBM, that's fine. I mean, I only care about the music. And I know a lot of other people here who talk about this kind of stuff care about the music too. So that's all I can really tell you. So think what you will. I have nothing else to say or to prove here. So I'm going to conclude this video. I will leave you some links to some of the bands I talked about in this video. Let me know how you feel about it. How do you feel about extreme music? Do you think extreme music goes too extreme? Or are you fine with how things are? Let's have a great discussion about it, and we'll go from there. I'm going to conclude this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Armio out.